Hey, what's up, fellow survivors? This is Sid, and today I'm going to bring you our first ever mod spotlight. Hopefully, you've been following the community crunch, and this week I got a chance to talk with Samson. Now, Samson has been working on this NPC mod you're going to see today for quite some time. Don't quote me on this, but I feel like it's been at least 6 months. So it's been around for a little while. I still remember when it was NPC Bush People, and now it's evolved into something much greater. But basically, what you're going to be able to see here, you're going to see NPCs, and NPCs are just going to be AI controlled human beings that roam the ARK just like you do. You can even have them as self-tamed, and you can take them into battle with you, as you're going to see later in this video. I will give you a disclaimer though. I did not read all the instructions that you need to read to get this set up properly, so you may see things in the mod that are operating in a way that they should not, and that's because I'm like 90% of the people that probably installed this and did not read one single thing. So you'll want to check that out before you get started with this mod. But even then, I had a blast recording this, and hopefully you have a blast watching it. So what I'll do is I'll show you some of my favorite things, and then for the rest of it, you'll just have to check it out for yourself. But with that said, let's get started. This is the mod helper. So this is going to be one of the major ways that you get NPCs into the game. One of the major ways that you change the configuration, you change the settings. You can really customize the way that the mod works for you by using this menu. So I wanted to dive into here and show you some of the major options, because it can be a little confusing if you get inside of here and you don't see NPCs. You're like, what am I supposed to do? Let me show you a few things in here that you want to take note of. I'm going to go to NPC UI here. And at the top here, a lot of different options, a lot of different things that you can do and see here. Samson put a lot of work into the blueprints, into the UI, and the scripting that makes the AI operate the way that it does. So huge kudos to him for the amount of work, and I know it's been months and months of work. So kudos to him. Spawn NPC is where you're going to do most of your on command spawning, meaning they don't really spawn in the wild. You're just going to plop them out there. A lot of these options on the left, I have no idea what they are. I'm going to be honest with you. I've spent quite a few hours on this mod, and I still have no idea what they are. So the good thing about that is you can go to the workshop and you're able to see a pretty good guide on what all of these things are, what they mean, and how you would use them. One thing to really take note of is the wild self-tame gift tame. I haven't really used gift tame personally, but of course wild, they're just going to kind of wander around. They don't really belong to anyone. Self-tame, it's like your typical ARK where you have creatures that you can tame and that you can carry around with you and things like that. And the really interesting thing is you can actually ride on their backs. You can actually mount them, do a lot of different things. So it's actually pretty funny to see some of the things that have been added. But definitely take note of this when you're going through. And the last thing I'll point out here is these icons here represent the type of NPC you would be spawning in. So up here you're going to spawn your more primitive NPCs with spears and bows, and when you get down here you get into more of some of the advanced things, you know, the shotgun, the assault rifle, and then as you get lower you're going to get into some really wacky things like the poop man, and you know, you have mammoths and all different types of things. So a lot of different ways to add experience to your game. And even here I think you can name your self-tamed NPC if you want to, which can get a little weird. I'm going to name one Jack. Here you have your spawn map, and I don't think I spawned in this many houses in town. So one thing you're going to see is that in this mod you can actually spawn in houses in towns, and they're sort of like clan bases, or sorry, not clan bases, but tribe bases that would be out there. And I don't think I spawned this many, so it'll be interesting to see if they're actually building their own houses. Spawn Manager map allows you to see where all of the live spawns are, and these aren't the on-command spawns. These are spawns that you can configure in a menu in this actual UI, and I'll show you where that is. And that's right over here in the Spawn Manager. Here, this always starts off enabled, and your numbers are at 0, so there aren't any spawning in, but this allows you to configure the amount of NPCs you may want. So let's say I at least want 25, but I only want 50. So this allows you to do some of that, and then you can go over here to the Spawn Manager map and see where they're going to spawn in at. And it looks like they're going to be mostly on the north side. So good to know. INI, this menu isn't complete yet, I don't think, but INI has a lot of different settings. If you ever run a server or if you ever host it, you'll definitely know about INIs and a lot of the different parameters that you can change on that. So that is an excellent feature to have in a mod, because it allows you to custom tailor the experience even more by changing some of these parameters. And then last menu we have is the log, NPC log, and I don't think that I've ever seen anything happen on here, but that could just be me. I know Samson is probably in the background like, you don't know what's in the mod. So forgive me, Samson, but there's a lot of stuff in here, and that's a very good thing, and I just haven't been able to dig into every little thing. So what I'll do next is I'll show you some of the NPCs that you can spawn, and some of the weapons they carry, and some of the wacky and goofy things that they have on. So here we have some of our most popular. Oh wow, and now in attack. Oh, they're gonna make quick work. Oh my gosh. Well, we got an easy demo of what these NPCs can do here. There was an NPC wandering around, and unfortunately they wandered into my army that I have self-tamed here, and you got a nice demo of what some of these NPCs can do. So I'll go through real quickly and show some of the more popular ones. Here we have the assault rifle. He is pretty equipped, and as you can see, he's ready to go swimming too, so prepare for every situation. Here we have a pyromancer. This is what I would call him, at least, but someone who loves to play with fire. We have our rocket launchers, we have the pump action shotgun, we have the spears, we have...
Hello, I need to speak to somebody who can speak a Chinese.
Wow, hopefully you heard that, but that freaked me out for a second. I almost thought I was in a real game. But this is Poop Guy. You can see he is covered in poop, and he has no problems with that. And then we have the Grenadier and some more pikes. But as you can see, there's a lot of different models here, and each one of them you can spawn in separately. So you can choose to control which ones you want in the game and which ones you don't want in the game, and it can really make for some interesting battles. So I got some of my friends with me, and what I want to do is I want to show you one of the NPC villages that you can spawn in the map. They come loaded with NPCs, so if you want to have a little bit of fun and you want to take some friends out to take out a village, I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's go do it. Alright, so I'm coming around the bend here, and they're all excited. Let's go. Yes. Let's take them out. We're going to start by taking out this little house. You're gone. Oh, what? And wow. Took a little while to get there. Oh my gosh. What the heck? Oh, no. No. Whoa, there is a lot going on here. Where's my people? Where's my backup? Oh my guys are dying. Let's go. No. I gotta get out of here. You gotta save yourself sometimes. Well, that escalated quickly. But I'm back, and I have some more friends, and I have even more, which is going to cause a little bit more frame rate issues. But I'm going to show you the second village, or that that Samson has out here. This one is a more of a primitive style. It isn't as built up as the other one, so I'm hoping this one is a little bit easier. So fingers crossed. But we're gonna go out here. I'm not even going out here with any weapons because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die quickly. So uh, here we go. Oh wait, I can't go by myself. That would be a mistake. Yeah, yeah, let's go. All right, so we're just gonna charge, and I'm gonna say that that can get quite annoying, like all the NPC voices. So maybe that's something that you can cut off in time too. But it was kind of cool to begin with. But as you hear it over and over, it gets kind of crazy to hear. And they're once again they're lagging behind me a little bit, so I'm dodging arrows to see if I can. Oh, no. To spare you that ugly death, but I'm gonna turn around and, as you can see, they're still at it. Look at this. I mean, there are wizards, there are pyromaniacs down there, there are. So here's another thing. Here are some of the effects that are on here. Definitely need some tweaking because as you can see, you can't really. It's just distracting to me at least. The fire is a little bit excessive. Um, it's just a little bit too much for me personally. So I think that you'll end up tweaking those down, and there may be a pretty early implementation here. But I'm doing more of a scan through just so you can see some of this. But some of the effects are a little overdone, so they'll definitely need to be tweaked down a little bit. But should be easy enough to get those tweaked. Those special effects are coming from some of the more specialized NPCs that you can get in the game. I think one of them is the wizard, and one of them is the flame guy, and you can choose not to spawn those if you like. So if you do find the particle effects a little offsetting, you can definitely have it so that they don't spawn into the game. And you can see this green one here. It's kind of just annoying, to be honest. But again, those are things that'll be tweaked, and those are things that you can also control in the game with the all of the parameters that you have. So, it's all things that you can handle and all things that you can take out if you don't necessarily like the way that they play. Um, a lot of the game, I mean, a lot of the mod, it's going to be about NPCs. I mean, you have these villages and you have things like this, but most of the game is in the NPCs and the various ones that you have. So um, definitely get in here, start playing around with the NPCs, see which ones you like, see which ones you don't like. If the ones that have the particle effects um, bother you, then don't add them to your game. It's pretty easy. You just add the ones that you like, or you know. Add only a few of them. Right now, I probably have way too many. As you can see, it just starts to hitch every now and then. I think that's just because of the amount of NPCs and the amount of scripting and blueprinting that is going on to make this mod possible. That doesn't take away from some of the things that he did, or some of the things that he's doing, I should say. But definitely something to keep in mind. My honest opinion is that it's probably not ready for prime time just yet. There are certain things that are, I would almost consider game breaking. One of them being that I was never able to load up a prior game. So after I put in these NPCs and I load back up, I was never able to get a game to start. It would crash every single time, every single time, every single time it would crash. And this is the only mod that I had installed. And in fact, it was on a fresh save, so there was no other saves I had in my directory. So something is up with reloading this mod, which is that's a pretty big thing. Like that's a game breaker. So, definitely keep that in mind if you want to go check this out. I would keep it more in the experimental area, but what he is doing here, as I'm punching in the air aimlessly, what he is doing here is pretty impressive, and I can't help but to think where this is going to be, in another couple months, if he gets more time to work on it, because it is definitely showing a lot of promise. But as I said, there are a few game breakers. I did want to say there is nudity in this mod, so when you spawn the NPCs, they are nude. So if you're under 18, you probably shouldn't even be playing this mod. Just gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell your mom and dad, like I really am. Um, so keep that in mind as well. There are when you spawn in the NPCs, they're nude in the buff. So um, you know that is something to think about as you install this mod. But again, as this mod moves forward, I'll definitely try to do some updates, and kind of see where it's going. I'm definitely going to keep my eyes on it. But this is, the bulk of the mod. You can spawn NPCs on command. You can have them add into the map, and as you can see, they do a lot of stuff. They do a lot of damage, and they. It's you'll see a group of them all together, and they won't be attacking each other, or things like this. Like this fire pyromaniac has been out here, and he's just like he's not hitting them, or he's I'm not sure. But there are definitely little things about this mod that you'll want to keep in mind. But it is definitely worth a download and to check it out. It is definitely worth that. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to cost you anything. So definitely check it out. See what he's doing. And I'll be back with you next week with more.